Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I'm going to try to save you time and money by giving you the inside scoop as to filmmaking quality and content. So you can decide whether or not you want to spend your time and your money watching a particular film. So today the movie I'm reviewing is called Final Wager. This new take on a Christmas miracle movie is now available on Fandango and Vudu. And yes, it's now available. I'm not quite sure why they didn't release it at Christmas, last Christmas or next Christmas, but here we are. If you like it, then you can watch it again at Christmas time and feel the love all over again. The movie is rated R. It's an hour and 32 minutes. And my overall movie review mom grade hovers somewhere between a B minus and a C plus. And I'll explain why. I'll give you an overview in a nutshell. I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, funny lines, interesting lines, and I'll even give you recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also really like or that you might like more than this one. So first of all, my sponsor for today's video has to do with what happens in the film, and that is gambling. Now, I live in Las Vegas and have personally seen people win and lose a ton of money. It is a dangerous addiction. And so if you struggle with a gambling addiction, check out 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, okay, it's not really a sponsor because they're not paying me a bunch of money to tell you about them, but I just want you to know that it exists. All right, so in a nutshell, the story is about a former sports gambling addict who needs $60,000 and fast to save his foster mom from a nursing home eviction. So he falls back into his old gambling habits, but tries to hide it from his girlfriend. He discovers he's never lost a bet on Christmas Day, so he's hoping for another Christmas miracle. The film was directed by Kenny Yates. This is his second feature film after earning Best Picture at the Playhouse West Film Festival. So congratulations, Kenny. I think he has some really great potential, and I'm excited to see what he does next. Writing credits go to Jerry Artukovic. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly, Artie, Jerry, I mean. All right, sorry. So let me give you some quick tips for parents. The movie is rated R. Kids are going to be bored anyway. It's adults talking mostly. There is some profanity, including F-bombs, and some crude comments. Lots and lots of alcohol because most of the scenes take place in a bar. Talk to your kids about the dangers of gambling if you choose to watch this movie with them. Some of the themes that are illustrated really well are gambling, taking risks, sports betting, addiction, caring for family, hope, and honesty. So there were a lot of things I liked about this movie. First of all, I thought it was funny that the protagonist's name is Chance because he's a gambler. Now, of course, that's intentional, but I thought it was kind of clever. Kind of, some people would say, oh, well, that's lame, that's easy, but still, I thought it was cute. He's played by Scott Duenas, and I thought he did a really good job. The cast also includes Michael Madsen, Tom Arnold, Jennifer Daly, and Fernanda Romero, who is a popular Spanish language TV star. I'd never seen her before, but I thought all of the characters were very well defined and amusing without being over the top, which they could have easily been in this movie. They all felt like real people. So kudos to the team. Now, one of the characters I got a real kick out of is Trevor Panick's character because he's always putting on these funny outfits and he had this laughable confidence. He just thought his clothing, looked so great. And a lot of times it just looks really cheesy. This is his very first feature film. He's formerly from the boy band called O-Town. So if you're a fan, you're going to get a kick out of seeing him in this. In the end, my mother needed 24/7 care. So my sisters and I made the very difficult decision of putting her in a nursing home. And they are very expensive. She was very well cared for, and all of the caregivers said that she was their favorite. Now, of course, they're going to say that, but I mention that because at the heart of the movie is a guy, a son, who's trying to provide for his mom. And I thought that that was really sweet. It's not just a bunch of criminals, for the sake of greed. There are a couple of twists, and I love twists. There's also a lot of humor, both spoken and visual. I think the title is good and it makes you want to know what the final wager and the stakes are going to be. It feels like a low budget flick, but I thought that the cast and crew did a respectable job. And it often feels melodramatic, but I didn't think, I wasn't bothered too much by that at all. I thought, well, if it had come out at Christmas, it would have been even more fun. So that brings me into the list of things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done differently. Sadly, Tom Arnold is only in one scene. His face is on the movie poster and definitely drew me in. I always get a kick out of him too, but of course, the scene that he's in is funny and it was great seeing him, but I wish we could have seen more of him. While discouraging viewers from gambling, the movie also shows how gambling can solve all your problems. And that's kind of a dangerous message. The timing of this film, as I mentioned, and its release is probably its greatest weakness, really. I think it would have done so much better if it had been released in November or December in time for the holiday season. So we'll see. Maybe they're planning on doing some big marketing something or other around the holiday season. I don't know, but I wish them the best of luck. Now, whenever I watch movies, I take notes, of course, and I watch, my voice just cracked. I don't know why. Anyway, I write down funny lines and interesting lines just so you can get a taste for the dialogue and script writing quality. So I have all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, but I'll share a few of them here with you right now. So Gary is the character played by Tom Arnold. And so he's talking to the protagonist who needs this money, wants to get a bank loan or something. And he says, have you ever given a 90-year-old man a sponge bath? Well, it's not pretty. We earn our money here. Because, the guy's saying, why is it so expensive? And then Trevor Pinnock, who plays Ty, says, why don't you bet on Quidditch while you're at it? He used to be this big gambler, the protagonist. And so he's just saying, why are you betting on all these crazy things? Bet on Quidditch. And I just finished binge watching the whole was it 7 movies of Harry Potter. They were so well done. I just really enjoyed watching it again. It's been several years. Anyway, and then there's another line spoken by Ty, and he's played by Trevor Pinnock, and he's talking to Jennifer Daly's character, whose name is Stitch in the movie. And he says, I didn't catch your name. And she says, yeah, that was intentional, because he's trying to hit on her. And then some of the interesting lines that I wrote down were one by Chance, who's played by Scott Ham-Duenas, as I mentioned. And he says, my gambling days are behind me. And that is stated just hours before he begins gambling again. And it's supposed to be funny, but it's also a true statement about how difficult it is to overcome addictions. You might feel strong in one moment, and an hour later, you're back down at the barrel and still struggling with that same addiction. And that's the nature of addiction. Now, a good line was spoken by Michael Madsen, and he says to another character, you can never gamble your way out of debt. While he says that, and while that's true, and while I'm hoping that is sort of the long-term message from this movie, we actually see the opposite happen. Just saying, not that that's a spoiler, because you kind of know when you watch the trailer. All right, let me give you recommendations for 3 films about gambling that I think are so great that I really enjoy. The first one is 21. So it's about these college students who are super smart, really skilled and talented at math, and a teacher recruits them, and off they go to Vegas to gamble and win a stinking fortune of money. But it's more than that, much, much more. It's so well done. And I just think you should watch it if you haven't seen it before. Another one is called Molly's Game with Jessica Chastain. She's just beautiful, clever, smart, stunning in this movie. Also about gambling, interesting. And then another kind of a classic movie about gambling and addiction is called Rounders. And that's definitely the oldest of those. All right, that's it. Hopefully that's helpful to help you decide if you want to watch it now or if you're going to wait until Christmas and watch it then. Either way, I hope you enjoy it. So have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.